listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's So You Think You Can Dance After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's So You Think You Can Dance After Show.
What up, boys and girls? Bang is for doing. We're here doing another after show for So You Think You Can Dance. It is now season 9, episode 13. I'm your host, AJ Gibson, joined by my lovely co-host, Corrine Williams. To my right, say hello, Corrine.
What it do?
What it do? We're joined again by our other lovely co-host who's been out of the country, Kristyn Burtt. Welcome back.
She's back. Glad to be back. I'm in the wrong time zone, but I'm here.
Well, we're glad to have you, and we have a huge guest in the studios tonight. Season 7 favorite, runner-up, Kent Boyd.
Hey!
It's about time to get some boys in here. We had so many girls, she was booking guests at the beginning of the season. It took her leaving the country for me to finally get to book some guests. And we've only had one girl since.
Complain.
But we had Lauren, though, and she's just, Gottlieb. Not
Freddie.
Yeah, not that. Not that winner. Lauren wasn't the winner, or Lauren. But she's a fan favorite.
She is.
She wasn't on tonight's show.
She's on last week.
She was on like the week before, I think, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We love her. But guess who was on tonight's show again? Twitch. Twitch is always on.
Twitch is on. But Comfort, who was here in studio, was on tonight. We'll talk about
Oh,
that.
I can't wait to get to Comfort.
Love her.
I was very comfortable with that routine. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No.
You are so corny.
Yeah, right? I ain't corny.
Corny.
So, guest judge tonight, who, in my opinion, should be a permanent judge. This
So good.
This kid's going to be trouble.
Yeah, for sure.
Christina Applegate was back.
Yes.
Awesome.
She should be on that panel.
Agreed.
She's genius.
She should be on the show.
Oh, Christina.
She should be right here.
She should. Oh, right here. Ouch. Don't point to my seat like that for all of our iTunes listeners who aren't watching right now. Corinne wants me off the panel. No, she's great. She knows what she's talking about. She's a fan of the show. You can tell.
She's a super fan.
Yeah, she's no Zooey Deschanel, however. Worst judge of all time.
Yeah, it's like night and day between the two of them. And it was just clearly like, we're going to promote the new girl and put Zoe on here. And she's like, great teamwork.
Yeah.
Yeah. She at least knew. She's very educated, and I like that she's a guest, and she really comes in with a clear perspective and is always giving criticism, whatever she's saying. And you can tell she's a dancer. She knows what she's talking about. So that's what I like to see. When they bring in a Travis Waller, someone who really is educated. And she was.
She gives constructive criticism.
Yes, that's
for sure.
what I like.
Yeah. And like she actually, his first number actually was Tiffany, and they brought back Benji, who I haven't seen in a while. Has he even performed on the show since the season?
No.
He's been
booking.
And you know what else he's been doing? Hitting the gym.
Yeah.
He's got arms.
He looked good.
He was buff.
It's been, 7 years since he's been on that stage, he said? That's
What
crazy.
he said.
It's a long time. They did a Jean-Marc Generot jive, he and Tiffany. And Christina actually mentioned after the dance that she and Benji danced together.
Yeah.
And have for years.
Contemporary.
Right.
Yeah, contemporary dancers, which I think is fun.
Yeah, who knew?
I wonder where
Christina
I
knew.
We didn't.
Christina knew.
She did know. Well, what did you guys? First of all, let's. This is what I wrote down about their number.
Tell
about
us.
their jive. I wrote down flip kicks were insane. However, I found out. Thank God Kristen's back. For you guys, those of you who watch or listen every week, you know that Corinne and I don't know. We don't know shit about dancing, but we know what we respond to.
Right.
Kristen's here to put our mismatched thoughts into concise thoughts.
I'm here to give you vocabulary. Dance vocabulary.
Thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
so they weren't
Work.
flip kicks. They were.
Flicks.
Who knew? I was so close.
But you take,
Yakate.
kick and flip. And you get a flick.
Oh, get your
Thank
life.
you.
Oh my God! Is that the
Thank
after
you.
The
school
more
special?
you know. No, it's the more you
yeah.
know. Marissa's genius.
Marissa's on it tonight. What's up, Marissa? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. We're glad to have you.
No, thanks.
We hope you have some more nice sound effects for us this evening.
Oh, most
I just heard a new
definitely.
one before we went on air, and you better find a way to work it in.
Oh.
All right,
I've got to
all
drop the thing.
Data.
that I-
Yes.
The phrase I dropped.
Marissa's also a fan of the show and a big fan of Kent Boyd's. Yes.
We about to dance later.
Damn.
Oh!
Ow, ow, ow.
You know that's
I'll
going to
dance
happen.
with you, Kent.
You know you guys are going to dance
Hey.
together later.
I
For
love
sure.
it.
Courtney danced right there.
She did.
So you can get up. And
What'd she
shake
do?
it. She was jamming. She did a quick 8 count.
Oh.
1, 2.
She did, and we had. And then one of the other producers brought out paddles for us to judge. I'm like, that's the wrong show, but we'll just still put up number 10s.
Yeah.
But you know,
we
he's
gave
the
her a 10.
highest place finisher we've had on this show, so
True.
I do expect at least a 16 count.
Jetate.
I'll do that one for you.
I'm not even going to say your other word.
You know what? I'm
Wait,
tired.
that is true. Actually, you're the highest placing.
You haven't got any winners on here?
No.
No.
What kind of show is this?
I know, right?
Get all of us losers.
You're not
Kent.
a loser in our eyes.
Thank you.
Kent, just so we're clear, this is your second time here at AfterBuzz, correct?
That's correct.
What does that say? What does that say about you? I'm just saying. You gonna call us out like that?
Touche.
No, we'd love to get some winners in here, though. Who's our dream guest? Who's your dream guest, Kristyn? We already know that Corrine and I have the same dream guest.
Well, actually,
What,
mine is
Twitch?
different than yours.
Mine's definitely
I was
Twitch.
going to say Twitch is definitely up there. I think
He got second too.
Yes,
you
he
got
did.
second.
To
we should
Joshua.
we should try and get Melanie on here.
She'd do
I
it.
was gonna say
She
no.
Yeah.
totally. I think she'd be really interesting.
I would
How about
like
you?
to see Will. Get your life. Hey,
Will?
Are you single?
Have you ever had Katie Sheen?
no.
No.
Season
I
4?
want to see Will.
Here's the thing, though. Just so
I
we're
love
clear.
her though.
Yeah.
Just so we're
She's
clear.
amazing.
Amazing.
If we went back, Alex is texting me right now. It's too
What'd
funny.
he
Oh, he's
say?
trying to call. Oh, answer the phone, Marissa, when Alex Wong tries to call in because you just avoided him on the phone, apparently.
Uh-oh.
Marissa.
Get your
Don't
life.
fall asleep. He's texting me right
She's
now.
reading a magazine right
We
now.
gave her praise and then she fell asleep
Yeah.
on the job.
He's like, what'd he say to me? He goes, oh, don't tell Kent. I forgot to read that part. Sorry, Alex. Do we have him on the phone?
Party over. Is that Alex?
We have someone on the phone. AfterBuzz TV. Hello.
Hello?
Alex, is that you?
Yeah.
I just gave away the surprise. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I didn't read that text first. I read it last. And Kent is sitting right here.
Hey, Alex.
Kent,
What?
What was
Say it
that?
again.
what was that, Alex?
I said, oh my God, it's Ken Boyd. I'm your biggest fan.
Well, Alex, just so we're clear, Kent was just dogging on AfterBuzz a little bit for not having any previous winners on the show.
sure.
And I was about to say that if had you been able to compete your entire season, we would have had a winner on the show because you would have won easily.
Basically, you're saying that Ken would have lost.
Your face.
I think now's the time for you to do your 16 count.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah,
Boom,
right?
boom, boom, boom,
So
boom,
what,
boom. Ow.
Alex, what did you think of the show tonight?
I thought it was really good. I definitely really liked Cyrus and Comfort.
Oh,
Yes.
Our
me
favorite by far.
too.
Yep.
She was hot, huh?
Comfort just tweeted us back too.
Did she?
Oh,
Yes,
good.
because we tweeted that. I said I thought she stole the show this week, but she just was like, "Thank you." She's obviously very excited about her performance, and
Right.
we love her.
Alex, were you surprised at all by the two dancers sent home?
Ooh,
Don't be.
not really. I figured Whitney would go home because
Yeah,
I don't
she's been in the bottom
think
so
the girls,
much.
like local girls, are threatened by her.
Yeah.
Oh.
And because she's pretty. And
Yeah.
then I was a little bit surprised by Cole, but then at the same time, like, I think Keon's a good dancer. So,
Yeah. Keon is phenomenal. What do you think about Cyrus though? Still hanging around.
you know, he's a fan favorite.
Yep.
He's got the most Twitter followers, and that's all that matters.
Okay.
'Cause
Yeah,
it's
Kent mentioned that too. We were
America's
talking
Yeah, that's what I said
vote.
too. I was surprised. I really thought, I didn't think Keon, I didn't know. I knew Cyrus was going to make it because everyone loves him, but I was like, people, like Cole's numbers that he's been producing lately, with like Allison last week was outstanding. So I was like, maybe that's
Sick.
going to pull him above Keon, but people like
I know.
Keon.
I thought with the number that he had last week, he was
Right.
safe to be in the finale.
Yeah, I just feel like Keon's a bit one-dimensional. I feel like his performances were always very dark and very stoic and very strong, and he's a phenomenal dancer. But I feel like there's not a lot to him. I feel like I don't really connect with him at all. And Keon's been crying a lot lately, so I think that really helps him.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a good cry on the TV.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
I
I
don't.
honestly feel like Cyrus is he should know that he's the winner.
Yeah. I mean, Cyrus, I feel like
He's won the show. I mean, on the men's side,
You really think he's gonna win?
Keon's not going to win.
I think Cyrus is going to win, and I think Ariana's going to win.
Oh, I don't know about
No.
that.
I
That's
think
a
Tiffany-
toss-up because Tiffany has never been in the bottom. She's like a black horse, and she could win this whole thing.
Get your
She's my
life.
sleeper
Do you think
dancer.
Tiffany's going to win this thing?
I think it's
know.
possible. I think
don't
that
know.
those two girls, I think Cyrus is pretty much okay, but like with the two girls, I think it's a toss-up. I really, really do.
you want to hear my thoughts?
Please.
Yeah.
I think that Eliana is Eliana is how old is she? A couple years older than Tiffany at least.
Probably.
Yeah. And I think that the audience, they love the little teenage girls, the young girls they can relate to, and they've had a lot of them lately. But now there's no split vote. There's no, I don't know how it's going to work anymore.
Tiffany's peaking at the right time.
She
I think.
is.
Yeah.
And Tiffany,
She had a really good jive tonight.
Oh yeah, she
Yeah.
did. She worked it.
and I feel like Tiffany, I don't know a lot about the dance world, but by looking at her, I feel like she could just book like crazy.
Well, yeah, she's
She could
cute.
look young. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting. We'll
Things that
see.
make
We'll
you
see
go,
what happens next week. How did you shoot your video yet, Alex?
Did I shoot it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
he
you
already
shoot it?
did.
Remember
the
he
video
said
shot.
that?
But when does it
Wait,
come
but
out?
when's it come out? That's right. When's it actually?
Premiering on
Right.
Fox.com.
That's
I believe.
right. He
On-
just told me that. I just saw him yesterday. He's like, it's premiering on Fox. I was like, how did you get that spot?
When?
That's awesome.
Oh wow.
And anything that goes on Fox.com is also on Hulu, so I
Nice.
think that's going to happen. It was supposed to be today, but because of like some contracts and legal things, like I think it might be postponed a couple days. But
Oh, cool.
yeah, what's coming?
Well, let us know so we can talk about it next
That's
week.
what's up.
But to all of our
Alex.
listeners,
That's what's up, boo.
well, we want to thank you for calling in, Alex. Did you
you're welcome.
Did you get your bag last week, Alex? I know you left your bag here in the studio. Did you get it?
I did get my bag.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you.
We're glad. We'll take care,
And
buddy.
boys, never change.
I will never change. You never change either.
You've changed
Oh,
already. Too late.
he just read you,
He just read you for filth.
honey.
This is what I need to all to the know.
Yes.
Alex knows the sound effects. Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Bye, Alex.
Bye.
Oh, that was so sweet.
Oh, Alex.
Love
You
Alex.
missed us.
No, he called for me.
Oh,
I don't know. I got a couple looks last week. I'm just saying. So
The boys are fighting. I love
let's
this.
get into the meat and potatoes of the show.
Meat and
Tiffany and
potatoes.
Benji, like I said, they did a jive. Jean-Marc Generaux. The flicks were amazing. There's so much energy in it. And they ended up getting a standing ovation from the judges, which doesn't happen a lot.
For ballroom.
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 The jive.
I thought it was cool. I liked them.
That was great.
Their chemistry, I thought, was off the charts, and I think that is what made the dance too. Because sometimes you put partners together and you see it. There's no chemistry. You
Right.
can't create it. It's like co-hosts and
Right.
things like that. You can't actors, and you definitely look at that. There's
We've
no
all worked-
chemistry.
yeah.
No, but you know, and that's what really sold the dance. Benji and Tiffany just were electric all the way through.
Yeah.
And finally, we've talked about this a few times this season. Finally, a good use of props because they're very hit or miss on this show. Sometimes they're just really weird, like the nappy
Stop
tap.
using doors.
Yes, the doors. We're done with the doors.
And suitcases.
A lot of couches. The
I'm
couch
tired
tonight
of
was
the-
cute though.
That was surprisingly.
But the nappy tabs number a few weeks ago, right before the popped that
birthed their
baby out,
baby.
that weird like Maya
Nursery.
looking, the
and
nursery
had
number.
nothing to do with really anything.
Weird.
You
This one I
call it
liked.
The Maya number. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, the Rugrats Maya number
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
like the 90s. You're way too young.
I like
I
that.
know the Rugrats.
Okay.
He was just born as a Rugrats.
Moving on.
No, wait. I have something
oh,
to say.
oh,
I
girl.
said Tiff. She made me tired when she was dancing.
In a
because
good way.
she danced so hard in
Yeah.
those shoes. I was like, get it, girl.
She-
I didn't even know she had it in her.
Compared to Benji, who is like a swing coast champion,
Yeah.
like she held her own, and I was so proud of her.
What? She gave me life. You gave me life.
They told her that she could go out and compete right now and win championships with Benji.
And with ballroom, footwork is so important. And all of those
So
steps.
tight. It was so tight.
Yep.
I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I loved the energy of it. and
choreography.
It made me smile. That was a
Yeah.
good number.
Yep.
Two happy people, two dancing happily. It was fun.
Great way to start the show too.
Fun.
And
I
Benji
like
had
that.
biceps. That's what we got out of that number.
He filled out nicely. I
Yeah.
thought it was kind of
He's
cute.
a man
cuter than I
now.
thought before.
Well, we got another man coming
not
up.
my type, but-
This next one's definitely a man. He was a man from day one.
Yes,
He's
he
still a man. Cole and Melanie. Melanie
yeah.
from last season, who I know nothing about because I didn't watch last season. I know I'm a terrible fan. I've watched every season but last season.
It was
That's
good last
random.
season.
Yeah.
He's random.
After season 7, there was no living up to that ever again.
Yeah.
There
You're
was only
welcome.
Keds.
Bone chicka wow wow.
They did a Sonya Taya number. It was a jazz routine, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
I wrote down red background, I said that I watched Melanie the whole time.
Me too.
Stunning.
She's incredible. I think that Cole, for me, I said this before, but like he's always, you know what you're going to get with him, always.
True.
And he gives it to you. But he's almost too strong sometimes, too powerful, too much. Like, I would love to see Cole cry, like Keon.
Or
like
some softness.
Something.
Yep.
Yeah.
This number was supposed to be that, though.
I feel
and
like
the judges really, they reacted to it in a positive way.
Yeah, I don't think that he's doing a bad job with the numbers he's given, the things he's being choreographed. I feel like they choreograph every single number to Cole, though. And he is a great technician. He really is. He's powerful, but they make every number. It's like, it's probably hard not to have somebody like Cole and like, oh God, I get to work with Cole now, so let's do this deep, sinister thing.
But it's always so intense, and I'm like, I want it to take it back a level.
Right, that's what we were saying.
Yeah, there's just too much intensity, and to the point that I'm like, he bugs me. And
A lot of people feel that.
which is bizarre because I'm like, why does he bug me so much? But he became one note on the show after a while.
You know what I love about Kent? We've had a lot of guests on the show, and a lot of them are afraid to say a whole lot. Kent just lets it out. You can tell he's 20. He's like, yep, a lot of people say that.
I didn't say that. A lot of people are saying that, and I think it has to do with a lot of like him always being extreme and really extreme. It's just like he's extremely upset and killing someone, or he's extremely nerdy and checking someone's teeth, or it's just like we're saying, we have to find that balance of not being so over the top, but hitting that pocket, which is just something that takes time.
He's checking someone's teeth.
You remember that teeth number he did with Lindsay? And he was a dentist and he couldn't drop his character.
The first one, right? And Adam was like, I mean, it's getting kind of creepy now.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Were you there? I mean, it's one of the it is one of those things where I'm surprised the judges didn't point it out a little bit more, because they're always talking about a journey and like developing and showing your different levels and strengths and stuff, and it just got to a point I was like, okay, we know what you can do.
Party
Cole.
over.
This is just my opinion, and as a fan of 8 seasons of the show, sorry, season 8, I feel like the judges don't really critique a lot of people anymore. I feel they don't. They're not very hard.
7, they went in.
Yes, and I feel like the choreographers don't really give them choreography. That they suit it to every dancer now and try to hide things, as opposed to, because a lot of these dances now, they're not like 2 rookies dancing together. It's been a rookie and an all-star a lot. Sure. So they choreographed, knowing the all-stars can handle this, they bring in whoever they want, and they choreograph to the strengths of this particular dancer. And part of me feels like, from a production standpoint, looking at this and looking how they've been, their ratings are down, they've been cut down to 1 night a week as opposed to 2. I feel like they're trying really, really hard to create phenomenal moments, but the show is lacking a little bit of integrity, though, because of it. They're not pushing these people outside of it. I feel like we're seeing the same types of dances all the time, and they're trying really hard to, there's moments that just burn into your brain, the bench moment or the, whatever it is. They're trying too hard, I feel like, and I feel like these dancers aren't getting the same experience that someone in season 3 or 4 or 7, that they got. That's just as a viewer. I have no idea if I'm on target at all.
It's because that they are dancing with all-stars from previous seasons and not being paired up.
But that's happened before.
They keep doing that, though. The last few seasons, they do all-stars, all-stars, all-stars.
Right.
And
That's getting tired, though.
a little bit.
Sorry.
Well, I'd love to know, have you heard any feedback from people that are on this season versus previous seasons, like feeling like they're getting sort of ripped off, where you guys had, 2 nights a week and the viewers could really get to know you and things like that?
Right. Yeah. I think that they feel like a little. I mean, that's what we were talking about, is that Thursday show is so crucial to get to know the people even more, and then we have all those special clips behind the scene, and they're losing out on that, and then the viewers don't really get to understand them as people, and then that's how you base your votes, is really on if you like the person's personality, and then it can translate into the dance. But I just think that losing that Thursday show really has hurt those dancers. But I understand the whole all-star thing. I feel like you have to really come up to their level. I think that the all-stars bring something in to where so much excellence that these dancers have to meet up to it, and I don't know. I feel like they are really catering so much to the contestants that they forget about, let's cater to this all-star and let's make this contestant come up to their level rather than matching it with the contestant. I don't know. I feel like, again, we are seeing some of the same routines always, and it's just kind of blends and meshes in. But one of the things that really stood out today was so unique and different was Mia Michaels' piece today. I haven't seen something like that in forever.
Yeah, and I think it discredits these young dancers a little bit because they're just as capable as these all-stars to create these moments. They really are. Yeah. I don't feel like they're given quite the opportunity, and that's a little bit frustrating as a viewer. I love the all-stars, don't get me wrong. I love seeing my favorites. I understand it. In the shows in this 9th season, these things happen. It happens on everything. Dance with the Stars is getting ready to do an all-star season. Everybody does it.
Survivor does it, yeah.
Yes. So I get it. It's just... I want So You Think You Can Dance to be around for a few more seasons at least. And right now, the way they're going, I'm just kind of like... And I'm so excited to cover it this season. And I'm still a huge fan, don't get me wrong. And I think that because I'm a fan, I'm so passionate about it. I don't see it going in the right direction right now. And it just kind of scares me.
Yeah. But what would you want to see? Like, how could they turn it around?
It's hard now that they've taken away that second show, and that's the problem. You know what I mean?
You're not getting that second show back either. Fox is done with that, so...
Yeah, and that's sad. I don't know how else they could do it because, like you said, I don't know any of these dancers. It's taken me until like literally this week. I'm like every week I'm like, who's Tiffany?
But
Which one
let's
is
go
she?
back into last week when Alex was here and we were talking about the packages because this is why we don't have this connectivity towards a lot of Tiffany as a dancer or Ileana. Like I'm just now warming up to her because I didn't know
And
who
the
she
show's
was
almost
until
over.
her mom got on last week and started crying. I was like, oh, hey, Illy.
And in all fairness, the show went on hiatus for 2 weeks because of the Olympics.
True.
That's
We lost the
awful.
4th of July. So it's
Yeah.
3 weeks
3,
altogether.
yeah.
Lost a lot of momentum, I think.
And in September, I feel like it always ends in August.
Yeah, it's true.
My
Because it
season ended
does.
in August, and
It's
now
supposed to.
we're going on in mid-September. So
when all
with
the
show.
new shows are premiering, and that's why it's
And
moving to
kids are
Tuesday
in
next week.
school, and like they want to go to bed, do
It's
their
a
homework.
challenge.
Where did you grow up? I never wanted to go to bed or do homework.
But you had to.
I did.
Right.
I was like, is any surprise that I like to do homework?
Wait, did you guys
I didn't wanna do
did you guys
homework
just step
either.
on my transition right there when I said where did you grow up and I was about to say 20 minutes from me?
Yeah, because we're tired of
You know I want to talk about it.
Oh,
He
well,
grew up in a
do
little
it.
town called Little Side Story. My first girlfriend in 6th grade broke up with me for a boy from Botkins, Ohio. How many people live in Botkins? You know because that's where you're from. How many
Right.
people?
50.
Yeah, pretty much.
You guys actually have a school, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But they said on the show that you're from Wapakoneta.
I live in Wapakoneta.
Okay.
I go to school in Botkins.
That's backwards.
He's a one-room schoolhouse.
Why are you checking him?
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to
He's
understand
a
this all.
gracious guest.
I've got family in Wapakoneta. My godmother actually lives in Wapakoneta, and my cousin Christy Finkelmeyer back in the day danced at the same studio that he danced at
Yep.
with Mava and Deb.
The dance center.
Deb Naylor, is that right?
Yep.
And Mava.
Naylor.
Oh, okay. They're still there. They're still involved.
Yes, they're still
dancing.
involved.
That's crazy. As a
doing
kid,
it, yeah.
that was the highlight of our year every year at the end of the spring to go to the recital
Recital.
in Lima, Ohio,
Yep.
where Glee is based fictionally.
The dance recital.
Ohio.
Well, shout out to Botkins. What up? So, our next couple, our next pair do a Chris Scott hip hop number, obviously. Twitch and Eliana.
Hey, Twitch.
Twitch is back. I loved it.
Send in some mail.
I thought, I didn't love it.
Tweet him.
No, I wrote down that it was odd, actually. I'm just used to saying Twitch and then following it with I loved it. I
Yeah.
didn't actually love it.
I didn't love the choreography, so that was really my issue with it, and it felt like it was uninspired.
Yeah.
honestly.
I said Twitch had on church shoes, and it made me feel very awkward to watch.
Me too. I was
right?
so uncomfortable to watch the
You think
shoes
they
the
were
whole
like
time.
gonna fall off or
Hard
too heavy?
bottoms. They were too heavy and clunky. He's gonna step on her toes or something.
I feel like he couldn't get down and do what Twitch does in those shoes.
But I did get into that body roll. I was like, ow.
I wrote down
She
Twitch.
backed it up. I was like, get it.
Can I just tell you that I'm such a black woman in my brain because I wrote down Twitch body rolls, and then I wrote down Eliana stank face. When she made that face,
I wrote overperformed.
okay, well,
That would be the vocabulary word
Ileana?
for it. Overperformed.
Oh, totally.
yeah, they were kind of ugh for me, which breaks my heart to not talk that long about Twitch, but we're not going to.
But I
because
like their energy together. I just didn't like the routine.
I thought it was odd. Oh well. But then we move on to Keon and Catherine. Catherine's one of my all-time favorites. She's phenomenal. They did a Tice Diorio contemporary number, which is kind of interesting to see Tice do something a little bit different than the straight-up Broadway jazz sort of thing he does. Yeah.
was hot.
I wrote down Hunger Games. It looked like they lived in District 12.
I can't.
Just saying.
Wait, what did they
Katniss.
do?
They was dancing in the seam. Yeah.
Or is it Three Fingers?
It's three
Is it
fingers.
three? Oh, get your life.
Oh, Marissa just called you guys out.
I'm like, we're giving like,
3 fingers. I got it.
we're like,
Primrose Everdeen. No. Okay. So they did a contemporary number. I wrote down that I thought it was interesting. I was kind of mesmerized the entire time. I thought it was great. Is this the one This isn't the one with the suitcase, is it?
Yes.
Oh, it is
Yes.
the suitcase number. Yes.
The Holocaust.
When Keon
like-
picks
yeah.
Catherine up, and then Catherine picks up the suitcase with her toes.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, that was so simple, and I really loved it.
Yeah.
We said that it was like she had like.
I said she had strong feet, Flintstone feet.
Oh, I wrote down crow like talons, like crow like claws or something.
Talents.
Yes. Oh, what did you think about it, Kent?
I loved it. I thought I love Catherine as a performer. She is so stunning and so beautiful.
Kristyn, fix his hair.
Is something wrong with
This
it?
is what you let happen to me every week.
Thank you.
Anyway, she's stunning and
Stunning
beautiful.
and talented.
Come on.
But one of the things I thank you so much.
That is so classic. For all of our listeners, Kristyn is now getting water out of her mug and fixing the back of Kent's hair.
I can't take it.
You're like a mother to him right now. It's adorable.
Is there anything else? Okay? Thank you so
Carry
much.
on, Kent.
I thought Tice did a great job. I loved the music and I loved the I liked the prop. I don't know if you like the prop, but I liked the prop.
The suitcase.
Yeah, I liked it. I
thought
thought it was
they used it
simple, and when
well.
she jumped off of it, it was beautiful. But the best part of that whole dance was the last image of her behind his shoulders, carrying that suitcase behind her. That image was so beautiful. It needed to be captured and painted and up on a wall.
I feel
it was
like a
sick.
dancer right now. I wrote down ending was beautiful.
Oh,
So thank you for articulating that for me.
Yes.
It took all season. We got it.
Yeah.
But the one thing I was kind of, I didn't really like where it was placed at in the show. Because for some reason, wherever it was placed at, it was almost kind of like forgotten about
Yeah.
at the end. I'm like, I know they like to like transition like between like happy and sad and sad. I just the way it was in the middle of the show, I felt like it was such a strong piece that they usually put their strongest pieces towards the beginning or the end. And I felt like it should have fallen in that category because in the middle, that's the hardest spot to fill.
Well, I think it's tricky because they opened up with Tiffany and Benji, and that was a big number, and it got the crowd going.
That was
brought-
a fun
Closed with a
number.
really fun number.
Brought
as well.
Benji back,
that.
and the last numbers were both current contestants paired up together, so they couldn't really put
Yeah.
Catherine and Keon anywhere else. So I
kinda
don't
fell
know.
there.
I see what you're saying though. It was a little bit of a downer in between, the Twitch and Eliana number, and then the next one, which is the wedding number. I real quickly I have to say that of course Mary cried, but
I
then
put that too.
I did too.
Christina Applegate, she said that Keon's performance, the moments were visceral. I love
Yes.
the use
She
of the
had
word.
some good words.
Yes, she did.
Yep.
She called Cole androgynous. I like that.
I
I did
can't even
too.
spell that.
But I thought that was a wonderful description.
Thank you, Botkins, Ohio. Elementary.
Dot, dot, dot.
Public school education, right there. No, I think that was probably the perfect adjective to describe Cole and what we've seen all season from him. He is very androgynous.
True.
With his like skirts when he's dancing.
And his
Yes.
stirrups.
But it's great. He's fully committed, and I believe it, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a very long, masculine and feminine face.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
He's got soft features, but he's got an intensity that I think is a little bit more masculine.
He's very unique.
Well, the way he dances is very masculine.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
But it's very delicate at the same time.
That's where the martial arts
here
comes
for
in.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like a dragonfly.
So basically, you guys are just giving us a working definition of the word androgynous. So thank you.
Get your life.
Oh, next up,
No,
we've
I
got.
like that Christina called Keon. She said, "You're such a master at this. Technically, there's no one like you."
He really
It's like yes, because
You
he looks
think?
good in those pants. That's where my mind went.
always it always goes back to the booty. His booty looks so good in everything he wears.
His body is flawless. He's not my favorite dancer, though. I feel,
Second.
Really?
he's going to come in second. Not Cyrus has won this show.
I love the dance though. I thought it was
Yes.
amazing.
The dance was one of the
great.
best
Tice
of
did a great
season.
job.
Yeah.
Kudos to Tice.
It was amazing. I was like, oh,
But I think when we get later into the show and see Keon and his other dance,
And
it'll
kudos-
explain what I feel about Keon and his dancing.
Kudos to Keon's little redheaded Eastern European mother.
So
She's
cute.
awesome.
Love her. She's been in the packages a lot lately, and she's
She's
adorable.
going to get him the win.
That is honestly why he's still around, probably.
She's a
I mean,
character.
I have an emotional.
because he cried last week. That's why.
I have an emotional attachment to him.
And he's adopted.
I want to watch a movie. I want to watch a movie and
Yes.
cuddle with him. It makes you. Like, he's just one of those likable characters.
I find him bland. I don't feel attached to him at all, which is
Okay.
interesting. I like his mother. I don't feel attached to Keon at all.
I don't, because I haven't seen like a goofy side to him. It's been like, I know what it's like to be out of a suitcase. Okay. What what do you like to do for fun? You know,
But I think that's him, though. I think that there are some people who will give like a very colorful side, and then there's some that are just very serious and will never display this type of emotion.
But you know what I see? He comes from a strong
that.
ballet background, and that's exactly what I see. I see that ballet dancer that is like extremely disciplined. He's a technician. He is not someone that has a lot of musicality. He's not someone that dances with a lot of emotion, and that's how he carries himself in his personal life too. He's just very structured.
He does not dance with reckless abandon.
Correct.
Yeah, no.
He sure doesn't. But
He sure does.
He's a working dancer too. I mean, he was just on tour with Twyla Tharp with like Come Fly With,
Fantastic.
right? Like he's been in it.
But he's perfect for Twyla choreography. Another like technician, very precise counts, precise movements. If no one has seen Twyla Tharp choreography, look up on YouTube. It is
Why are you such a me?
unbelievable.
I just need to
Call
say,
me
do you know
out
what she's
on it.
talking about?
No. I was
This
gonna
side of the table
shake
never has a
my
clue.
head like never seen it. One thing I do want to say though, before you go in on me, Keon's hair. Are we gonna do a full flat top, or are we shaving it all off?
You know who you need
It
to talk to?
bothers me.
We went from Twyla Tharp to a flat top.
You know who Keon need to talk to? Who am I gonna say?
Hat Daly.
Amber. Amber. That girl auditioned 3 seasons in a row, had the most broken, busted hair ever, and she looked fierce this season.
You need to quit talking about my friend.
You need to call Amber. She's
Anyways.
cute now. I'm just saying.
Anyways,
No.
So what were you gonna say?
I'm not gonna say nothing. I was gonna
Good.
say they're sitting over here talking about Twyla Tharp, but I have no idea what they're talking about, and I know you didn't either.
That's why you pulled me in.
I'm so glad
Trying
you're
to
back
throw
on
me
my
under
side.
the-
I want your homework this week, you guys, is to go and watch 3 pieces by Twyla Tharp and report back next week.
I don't know about 3.
You can do 3
Maybe
on
I'll
YouTube.
do
They're like 2
one.
minutes.
Yeah, that's
It's 6 minutes of your life.
I'm a little turned on right now for some reason. She's kind of like the hot for teacher moment. I feel like she's gonna whip her hair and just like whip me with the.
She's gonna
like
give you some hairography.
I'm back, bitches.
You heard it here.
Marissa.
Boom with that attitude.
Thank
Y'all
God.
missed me for 3 weeks.
You're cute. Next up, we have a Ray Leaper. Is it Ray Leaper?
Yes.
Is that
Yes,
right? And
Ray.
what was this number? What type
It
of
was-
choreography?
It was like
Hairography.
jazz lyrical, they said.
Oh yeah, jazz lyrical. We have Whitney paired up with season
Marco.
8. Marco, yeah. I wrote down the wedding number. And all I wrote down about the entire piece, I'm gonna let you guys take it after this. I wrote down too much hairography.
I said nice.
I just wrote hairography because that was what I remember from the entire number was Christina Applegate saying there was too much hairography. But this is a great question because I did ask Kent this during. I said, who's deciding hair and makeup? Because there is a lot of hairography going on, and So You Think You Can Dance. And
It's collaborative, and a lot of the choreographies have a say. Definitely, working with Tyson and everything, they're like, they have it down to a T of what they want to wear, how they want their makeup, how they want their hair. They work directly with the hair department. So, I mean, I'm sure Ray Leaper had a big deal of how he wanted her hair.
yeah. But I feel like
Because
this
that's a
one-
big part of dance. It's like,
It is.
when they have their hair up or their hair down, like when you envision in dance, you automatically think about how you want the girl's hair because it really affects a number.
Well, apparently they think about all the guys too, because Cyrus's little number last week was little twirls.
I hated those,
They were
Cyrus.
so ugly.
Cyrus.
Those little green plaid pants were cute, but that hair.
He knew they were ugly because right after his number, when he went back on
He
the
picked
stage,
it
they
out.
were gone. Get your life.
Good for him.
He got it, like.
Yeah.
You know how much shit he's gonna get back home from what is it, the Dragon House crew?
From the homeboys
Is that right? They're gonna give him some shit.
for his
Embarrassing.
his twirls.
And his 1,600 roommates. Well, how many people were living there?
Well, I'm sure their rent is low. Our next dance of the night was by far, for me, the standout of the evening. Not just because one of our past guests, Comfort, was
She
in
looked
it,
amazing.
but Comfort and Cyrus
did.
just made sense together. They both come from that street style, like the not trained dancers necessarily. And they got Chris Scott. He did a dubstep number, and I thought that I didn't write down a single thing because I was watching every second of the number. I didn't take notes.
And,
Yeah.
and tweeting Comfort at the same time.
And tweeting Comfort.
Video live.
But, she was a guest here, I'm going to say probably about a month ago. And, she was an amazing guest. You see, it's funny to see her because in the studio, she's so tiny. She's so petite. I called her pocket sized. But then you see her on stage and she's big and she commands that stage. And I actually watched her.
That's what I was
Cyrus.
just going to
That's
say.
what
I
I-
think she stole the show a little bit. She, when they were like tutting together, she had a little something extra with
Yes,
her
she did.
performance that I think Cyrus was missing a little
Yeah.
bit. She was hitting all those beautiful pictures, but then yet she had some performance. Her face was delivering, and I was
Yes.
like, that's why I'm watching her, not
Yeah.
because she's
And also, I feel
Naked.
That's
like
your homegirl. Right.
I feel like she stole the entire evening.
She
She did.
And I remember her in moments back in the day when she was her original season. What season was she even?
Four.
Four.
But she kind of
Yeah.
was coming into her own throughout that season, and she was still a little bit awkward and kind of unsure of herself. She's so fierce now.
She's grown.
And in meeting her in person, I didn't know what to expect because I thought she was going to be a little bit rough, just a little bit something. How she dances on the show,
Judging.
Sure, but that's the style she came from, and I just expected that. She is the sweetest, funniest girl ever. She's
So
such a
funny.
natural. Her mom's adorable. I love you, Comfort's mom. And I thought tonight, she, like you said, she had a way of stealing your eye every single time. Even when they're doing the hand thing, but Cyrus is right behind her. I wasn't looking at Cyrus, and if anybody in the studio is going to be looking at Cyrus, it's me. I love the guy.
We all love Cyrus.
But
though.
I was looking right at Comfort the whole time.
Comfort was
Yeah.
amazing. And I think for us to see it, because, we did get to see her in person and everything, and just see that sweetness to her,
Yeah.
and then just
It
to see
makes
that
it so much
strength.
better.
It
Yeah.
does.
when
You're
she's
like,
a good person as well, and you already know that.
You just love her.
you go,
Yep.
that's a performer.
Yep.
All right, please tell me what you wrote down.
I said she ate that. Period.
Popcorn.
Point blank. She ate that. Like she murdered
Just-
that routine. I was like, dang, guilty. She
Charged.
killed it. Yeah, she definitely did. And then going back to your point about when she was doing on her season 4, I think that viewer perspective, she looked uncomfortable because she kept on getting genres ballroom
Every week.
What was up with that? Every week.
difference.
That's why.
This season, they get whatever
Ever they want.
They get ballroom. How many like from the beginning, Whitney and Lindsay had ballroom twice, and I was
Yeah.
like, hello.
Yeah.
Contemporary
could
dancers
choose.
got contemporary.
Exactly.
Again, I think they're
Exactly.
trying to create those moments. They're
Right.
trying desperately to make these
It's
things
whack.
happen.
It doesn't work.
No,
It used to be
agreed.
at random out of a hat, and those moments were special because they were not expected.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, we don't even get to
True.
see like the drawing out of the hat and any of that
It's not
stuff anymore. And when you watch another dance show, I'm just going to mention real quickly, Dance with the Stars, you pull for these contestants because these people aren't dancers. That's the same thing with this show. When you see a ballroom dancer have to go out there and do like a hip hop routine or a Bollywood
Whitney
number,
killed it.
that's exciting. I don't care to see a ballroom dancer dance ballroom every week.
True.
It's just silly to me. There's no point
Well,
to
it's
it.
not fair. It's not
Yes.
fair competition.
And Cyrus is always, Cyrus has been pushed out of his style a few times, tonight
little.
especially.
I think more than most of the other contestants.
Well, his
think
style
He's
is
an animator. They're never
Right.
going to do that.
Right. But I mean, and I'm also, I'm a firm believer that if they had one Bollywood number per show, I think they'd double their viewership. I love the Bollywood numbers so much.
They're colorful. They're fun. They're so unique.
Everything this year looks kind of the same to me.
Yeah.
Because it kind of is.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, they need to go back and they need to really, if they're going to come back for another season, they really need to retool the format and how they do things. And
But then, of course, it's
Bring in
season
new
10.
choreographers.
It's season 10. They'll call it like an all-star season again or something. So we'll see.
super all stars.
I don't know if they would ever do that. Like, who would want to be an all-star and compete again? After people have been on the show and then made a career, and then they go back and they have to compete again.
Well,
That's
there's
hard.
got to be a few out there that aren't working as much as some of the others, and they might feel like they need the boost.
Or also, a lot of these dancers on here now already have had careers and then go on the show and they maintain their careers afterwards. It's not.
That's very
some
true.
people just like to be in the spotlight. I mean, Alex ended up leaving. What ballet company was he with before?
Miami.
Yeah, and came onto the show. Then a lot of these dancers are already dancing. They've been on tour with people, like you just said.
Right. Keon.
Yeah, so it's nice to get the exposure to be on TV and kind of be treated like a.
Yeah, I mean, but someone that's in a
Star.
company versus doing more commercial dance, the paycheck's going to be much
Way
different.
different.
But I mean, if you're doing movies, if you're in Step Up Revolution, like
Catherine.
Like Catherine.
yeah, exactly.
The lead.
And
she
she's not
keeps
going to come
coming
back.
back.
She
keeps
came
coming-
back
She's
tonight.
back.
But
and was back a few weeks
but
ago.
it's to do individual dances.
Yes.
It's not coming back to compete for a full
Right,
season
right.
and
Okay.
tying herself up for 3 months.
And I think it's appropriate because she comes back to a place where that created her, that started her. Without So You Think You Can
Okay.
Dance, she would have never been in that light to have Step Up. And so she's almost like it's like our home. So we always want to go back and support our home.
And it's also tricky. Like this, they've been talking about this for years on all these competition shows, American Idol. So and it's so hard. I try to get Kelly Clarkson and like Carrie Underwood to come and compete. Good luck.
No.
Like it's just not going to happen. I know that it's a different thing. They're obviously huge stars, but on So You Think You Can Dance, like if you've already won your season, what's the
Why
motivation
come
to ever
back?
come back?
Yeah.
Chances are you're not going to win it again. So why would you do it? Unless there's a huge prize or something to really.
Like if it's
$1 million.
That's true.
Like people that have won Survivor, they come back. Well, it's because you could win another $1 million, or Big Brother, or any of those types of shows.
But it's not necessarily based on talent either. You know what
No,
I mean? Like you're
true.
leaving your real estate job and going
True.
into the woods and eating some bugs versus.
Well, I'm kind of curious to know what our listeners and our viewers think. I want you guys to get on
Eating some
iTunes.
bugs.
Get on iTunes. Let us know what you think. Do you want to see a season 10 first and foremost? And if you're watching us and watching the show, I assume you do. So do you think that that's even an option? Would you like to see an all-star season? Would you like to see the best of the best come back? We saw Benji back tonight for the first time in 7 seasons.
That was
What
fun.
up?
He
Bring
did
back
great.
yeah, he did. He still got it. So I want to know what you guys think. So get on iTunes, rate, comment, tell your friends about us as well. If you guys comment, we will comment back. Let us know what you think about us having Kent here in the studio. We love
Whoop,
having
whoop.
him. He's high energy.
He's so cute too.
He kind of goes in and out of the high energy.
He's passionate though. When he talks, he's like, yeah.
I just called you out.
You
All
did.
right.
You did.
Yeah, I get it. I get you a little bit of a roller coaster. I like roller coasters. You've been to Kings Island, I'm sure.
Cedar Point, way better.
Cedar Point, it is.
Oh, get your life.
But get on iTunes. We'd really appreciate you guys.
back.
And rate us. Give us 5 stars.
5, 5,
Yes.
5, 4, 5.
Cinco.
No other number.
Oh.
I feel like one of the contestants when they're like, vote for
Zero,
me.
five.
Wait, you have to find a creative way.
05. No, you gotta go.
You have to blow it up.
Oh, that's fancy.
Oh, that is fancy.
I like that.
Corinne is easily impressed. And
You know what? AJ will not be here next week, y'all.
and
Get your
Kent's
life.
Calic is back. No, I said I would. I said I wouldn't be here next week if Keon got
still
sent
up?
home.
Yeah, but I'm gonna send you home.
Well,
Boo.
you coming home with me,
Get-
girl?
Ugh.
You cute. You looking good tonight. Can we just comment really quickly on how cute Corinne looks? I like that.
Hey, get your life.
She's got good lips.
I'm just trying to get the camera on us. I'm trying to get the camera on us for a
Look,
while so
I
they
need-
don't. So poor
I need
Kent
my
can get his
own
hair done.
close-up. Marissa.
You got it.
Sorry.
He's like my hair. I'm like, hold on.
You're cute now.
Girl, this studio ain't that fancy. Asking for your own close up.
Get your life on out of here.
Keon
Anyways,
and
next.
Whitney. Keon and Whitney
Cha-cha.
come together for a Jean-Marc Genreau cha-cha.
This is where it falls apart.
Oh my lord. You guys, please just take over for a little bit. I need to compose myself.
You gotta get your thoughts
It was
together.
I think Keon just needed like we said, I think his upper body was a little bit stiff and he just looked really uncomfortable. Any time he gets bottom, he
was.
looks really uncomfortable, and I think it hurt Whitney as well. You know, you're with your partner and it's so counterbalance on depending on each other, and I think it was one of those things that was just needed more time and wasn't fully there. I mean, yeah,
He's struggled all season with ballroom, and again, it's that ballet background. You have to be able to step out of that mentality because I was ballet trained, and like asking me to do modern and like feel the ground when I was so used to being like lifted up. It's a struggle sometimes. When you're used to counting in eights, and all of a sudden you're counting in syncopated, rhythms and things like that. You have to change your mindset, and he struggles with it. So I kind of understand like where he's coming from, but when you have Whitney who is ballroom trained and then he's ballet trained, even though they both have good technique, putting it together, it never meshed.
Right.
They missed that lift, and I think from there it just went downhill. And you could see them miss. He was trying to grab her thigh, and I think he got it.
Totally like swat like a fly and missed.
And it was like the fourth time when he finally caught her.
But the thing is, if we have to compare, I think, Keon was out of his element, but every time Whitney's out of her element, she shines.
Yeah.
And it's just like people forget about that. Like Keon does ballroom, Whitney does contemporary, A+, and she's not a contemporary dancer. That's how I think Whitney is such a strong contender. She's one of those people who can do ballroom, but then can do everything else. And not a lot of female ballroom people on the show have been up to her caliber in everything she has done.
Corinne, should we just leave? Because
Yeah.
these guys got it covered.
Party
Listen to
over.
them. I see what you're saying though, because you look at some of the great ballroom competitors on the show in the past, like Anya. Obviously stands out. She's a great all-around dancer, but she's a ballroom dancer.
Right.
You see Whitney go into these some of these other numbers.
She's a
doing like a
powerhouse.
hip hop number or something. When she was with Twitch like a week
lines.
she was with
Yeah.
Twitch last week.
Yes, when she
Go stupid.
got Rat River.
I mean, I'm sorry, Whitney last week could like hold her own like on stage with Beyonce doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think
Girl.
so. I think so.
Don't hate.
Y'all are taking it too far.
Don't
but
hate.
all
Beyonce
right.
is an all-around performer. She's not that strong a dancer.
Honey,
she gets
it don't
choreographed
matter.
well.
She's big.
She gets choreographed well.
Beyonce, they hate you.
Girl, I
I
ain't
love
saying
Beyonce.
I ain't saying she would look. I ain't saying she would make it in like the single girls and the
Oh,
single
no.
girls,
Yeah,
single
she
ladies
wouldn't.
number. I'm not saying she'd be like top 2, but there are 5 or 6 dancers behind
Right.
Beyonce. Whitney
She'd
can
be
make
fine.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ryan Ramirez from season 8 was a Beyonce dancer, and I think that Whitney could do it too.
Well, and the next thing about Whitney is that like you don't see a lot. She's got the really good lines that worked really well for contemporary dance. It's amazing that she's that good a hip hop dancer because usually that was
They're not.
exactly they struggle.
I was just surprised that the judges critiqued her in the manner in which they did, saying Nigel saying to her
More
that
hip
she,
action.
Yeah, I was like, really? To me, she was She was still Whitney. She
You
was
know-
still shining, to your point.
You know what
Kat.
surprised me about the judges? Mary Murphy called her Lindsay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't even catch
And
herself.
didn't ca-
And Keon called her out, and she was like, Lindsay, Whitney, I keep doing that. Really?
They're
'Cause
both
they don't
blonde,
look alike.
but that's where
But they
it
don't
ends.
look alike.
At
No,
all.
Lindsay
all.
was tall and thin, and then Whitney's curvy.
Whitney's more like a
See, it
woman.
happens to white people, too. I'm just saying, we don't all look alike, but sometimes they do happen.
I was saying Whitney's
can't.
gotten very curvy over the season. She has
She
her
looks
womanly
like
curves.
she looks like a woman. And the thing is, though, that I think that speaks to the larger problem that the show is having this season. When the judges can't even get the names right and they're slipping like that, it doesn't shock me that we're confused by, like, wait, who's Lindsay and Whitney again?
Sure.
Who's Tiffany? Who's Audrey? Was that her name? Audrey?
Aub-
They were kind of the
I
same
was
to me.
Aubrey.
Aubrey.
Or Aubrey,
No,
exactly.
no, it's Audrey.
Oh,
I thought it was Aubrey.
my bad.
With a B. I don't know.
Me too.
Well, there we go. We don't know their names.
Obs. Or
And
Obs.
that's the problem the show's having this season. If Mary Murphy can't get it right, granted she's drinking a mug full of tequila.
Don't do her.
I'm kidding. But I also feel like on one hand, Keon, he did struggle with the lifts in this number. Obviously, he botched that first one completely.
He was
Yes, he
nervous.
did.
But in all fairness, and also not really, Jean-Marc really choreographed this number, like the judge just said, to hide a lot of his weaknesses because he at least figured, well, he can do a lot of lifts.
You really
Which-
think so, though?
Of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
I'm the
partner in
oddball
full.
out. I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
So we tried to help him,
I
but by
didn't
helping
know.
him, he
He wound up hurting him, which is ironic, but
yeah.
Keon struggled with partnering earlier on in the season. We had mentioned that I think like in episodes like 1, 2, and 3 kind of thing, which I always thought was unusual for a ballet dancer to struggle with partnering.
It's a
tell my-
different type of partnering, though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you get up in that contemporary stuff, and it's like sickled feet and weight totally shifted, and
Yeah,
it's not
that's
like
true.
typical presses. You know,
I tell myself he struggles because he's
Press
dancing
art.
with a girl. And that makes it easier for me. Hopefully next week. Next week he's going to be dancing with Cyrus. I can't wait to see that.
Oh, I can't take it.
How are they
That's going to
gonna-
be a weird
I don't
number.
know, because
but-
it's gonna probably be hip hop or something.
I just hope they put him
Maybe
on a
it's
couch.
Bollywood. It'll
Cyrus
be
is going to
Bollywood.
be shaken. Get
Put him on a couch, just let him make out for how long are these numbers?
I can't do it.
A minute and a
I
half, something?
can't.
Just make
There's
out
going to
for
be a
minute.
couch and a door.
Don't
course.
forget the suitcase.
and a tree.
And-
There's always like a withered tree in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah.
A good withered tree. That's what the season needs. That'll turn it around quick.
As we're limping to the finish. Then
With the yep.
Well, I've got a couple of numbers left. The next one was I wrote down, it was a Mia Michaels number, right?
Yes.
I wrote down Mia Murphy. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm like,
you're
was she
drinking
new?
whatever Mary's drinking.
I am.
Got that drink in your
I drank
cup.
that whiskey.
cup.
That's how we do.
Got that
No,
drink
but
in
Cole and
your
Eliana paired together for this one.
So good.
Yeah,
Hot
I
like
thought this was
fire.
my favorite number.
me too.
Oh,
probably. Yeah, this is up
Over
there.
your dubstep?
I don't know. They're both.
So different. But I think overall, the season, this was one of the best dances.
One of the best. Yes.
And we're going to remember it. It's one of those that they'll go back to and refer to.
I love it.
Well,
And it's simple, too.
It was a dance of rams.
Yeah, and that's what they'll call it, the ram dance.
The Ram dance.
Nigel butting heads with Mia Michaels, and he wouldn't let it go.
He's said so many awkward things this season to contestants on stage and to choreographers.
He always says like really quirky things.
I don't know.
though,
He's
to
getting a little
people.
bit, he's getting a little weird. Some of the things he says, I'm like, that's awkward. Like a few weeks ago when he called out Mia Michaels and talked about the gay man she fell in love with and inspired this number she did. I'm like,
You always bring that up.
Or Sonia
I don't
getting
remember that.
softer because she's in love or whatever.
or talking about booties and talking about Lauren last week, saying if that were his girl, he would always have a smile on his face or something. I'm like, you're creepy.
It's personal and weird.
He is genius.
He's
though.
like dirty
Okay.
old man.
I
Dirty
love
old
him.
man.
I love Nigel.
There's always got to be like a crazy old Brit on all of these panels.
Nigel.
Well, he's definitely crazy. And,
guy's a genius.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
I love this number though.
What do you think about it?
It was so sick.
Yeah.
Way to use your words, girl.
You guys loved that
Stop
last
trying to read
moment.
me. Whoa.
You guys loved it.
What? I almost lost my head.
I wrote down twirl and scream.
Oh, beautiful. Yes. It was just gorgeous.
It was a great piece, and all the work they did with their head. I mean, that's the one thing you have to. That it was so strenuous. It's not easy to do. And I'm sure that they were sore the entire week, like all their neck muscles and everything.
Well, when the dance was done, Illy's bangs were all jacked up. I said she worked it, and she just looked like she left her soul like right on the stage.
I think for me, because Cole again, he danced the hell out of it, but I feel like this number is so similar to so many other things he's done. For me, Eliana, this was her moment of the season
yeah,
by
I
far.
agree.
I think that the look in her eyes, I was like, oh my god, I was like, she was taking me on such a journey, and I could
Yes.
feel every moment of it. And I never looked at Cole. I never looked at Cole. I looked at Eliana the entire time, and that hasn't happened a lot this season with her for me.
Yep.
Other than the one number she did earlier in the season, the ballerina and the music box.
You like that?
I loved it. That was like the only number that night I liked. I hated the whole night that night.
I like the number she did with Alex. The contemporary one.
Last week?
With Stacey Tukey.
Oh, that was great.
Was it last week? No.
No.
Shot me
like-
down, bang, bang.
The week before last.
2 weeks
Oh,
ago.
I did like that one.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
was
It was
pretty
good.
stellar.
I liked what Christina said to Ileana when she said it's just like light is coming from
Her
your
feet.
I thought that was
They are they're always so. We were talking about feet,
Yeah.
and she has some of the most beautiful feet.
well, they're strong feet.
But I want to
picking
ask
up
you guys a
searches.
question. Do you think how Cole is kind of like a one hit with everything he's doing? Do you think she's becoming that way? She's always getting these contemporary numbers. Do you feel like she's kind of becoming like a one type of dancer? Like,
Well, I don't know if it matters because the person I think that shown the most diversity this season of the girls is now gone home, Whitney.
Yeah.
I think that she's the one who's really showed us a lot of growth and a lot of range.
Although Tiffany's shining now at the right moment, and I think that's why she is where
girls
she is.
love her.
Yeah.
Really?
She's spunky. She's spunky and
She's
cute.
everybody's best friend. They just want their best friend to win. They don't want, like what Alex was saying, they don't want someone to be intimidated by. They want someone that they could call up and be like, hey, let's go hang out and watch a movie together. And that's who Tiffany is.
Let's go to the mall. And she's always like super spunky and cute in the camera. Just does something goofy and funny. And you're
Was
like,
she the one that had the retainer in her mouth and the one or the hair?
No, that was odd.
Aubrey.
Yes,
See,
that
again-
was
Odd.
that was so
That was
funny.
odd.
That was
when she
so
was like,
funny.
"Good night."
That was so cute.
She was so cute.
But that's why the two of them were so similar. And you're like, we're the two brunettes. They're tiny and petite and cute and spunky.
Bummer. I wish she'd come back now that I know her name. Weeks
Just
later.
watch her on YouTube.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Get your life.
So we've got one number left.
So the Rams were great. Good
The
job.
Rams were
Mia.
great. Yeah, we like
great
the
job,
Rams.
Mia.
Amazing.
We love to see you.
Thanks, Mia,
Thanks, Mia. That's right.
for giving us life through that dance.
Well, then please dye your hair. Okay. The highlights are just weird. I'm sorry. It looks like she pulled them through a cap. She's prettier than that. So, our last number of the night, Cyrus and Tiffany.
I can't take it.
Get your life, girl. Get your life. Cyrus and Tiffany, they do a number by Spencer. What's his last name?
Lift.
Left.
Okay. Everybody wrote it down but me, apparently. What kind of number was this?
Broadway.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I like it. I thought it was cool. It seemed a little bit like Hairspray-esque to me.
I
Like,
love Hairspray.
like the white girl on the couch with the brother and the parents are away and she's doing something naughty.
Seaweed.
The arrow is
Seaweed
the proper
and,
arrow.
Like Amanda Bynes or
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
SMH.
I called it the couch striptease. I thought it was cute and sexy. Cyrus just made me smile the entire number though. And I love that Cyrus is not afraid to smile. He's not afraid to let you in. He's like, look, I'm on a journey right now. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I'm just gonna let it loose and see what happens. And sometimes it works. And I think I like this number.
Well, and this is why I think he's going to win too. I mean, he had horrible technique on a double pirouette that it was done simultaneously with Tiffany. But he sold it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he was there
Yeah.
performing it, and you like
committed.
look. Yeah, and if you're like looking at it, you're like, oh my gosh, his shoulders are up by his ears, like his toes not pointed, his spotting is off. But
That's not-
that's not what he's about.
Right. That's
And
not
here's
gonna,
and here's the thing. Did you notice that?
The feet? No.
Neither did I.
What do I
And
know?
average
I
viewers-
was like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
cute
I was like, look at him, he
dance. Yeah,
turning.
Get it.
But that's exactly it. We're looking at probably a little bit more of the technical stuff. I still want him to win. I still think he's going to win. I just feel like they've been saying all season it's America's favorite dancer.
Right.
Well, he's my favorite dancer on the
Right,
show. I
right.
don't think Keon holds a candle to him in terms of all of that.
But whenever it comes down to the final two, though, I mean, the vote's probably pretty close for them to
I
both
think
still be
so.
there. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
I think it's gonna be a blowout.
I think
I
it is
don't
too.
think so.
We're not voting for one dancer this year. We're voting for one girl, one guy.
Right.
And
True.
I think-
And Cyrus has never been in the bottom. Keon has. Cyrus has double the following on Twitter. I just feel like Cyrus is good.
I don't know.
And people, that's the thing. He doesn't have the technique, but the thing people always say is that they want him to win. They want him to succeed. They want him to. And I feel like those are the people
That brings up an interesting question then, because right now we get down to the bottom, and it turns out that Whitney and Cole both go home. So it leaves us with Eliana and Tiffany on the girls' side, and Keon and Cyrus on the guys' side. Obviously, we have a male and a female winner this year. We all have mixed emotions about that, but it is what it is.
Don't like it.
You would have won your season. These are the rules. That's irritating, I'm sure.
He's still mad.
So you guys all think Cyrus is going to beat Keon.
Yep.
What if
don't
there was
know.
only one winner though? Who do you think if we were doing it like they did the last 8 seasons, who would win?
I say Keon.
You think Keon would win overall?
No.
Yes.
No way.
I think-
it'd be between Cyrus and Tiffany, I think, and Cyrus would still win.
I say Keon.
Or I'm torn between the girls. I don't know who it could be because I think it could be Eliana if she has an amazing week.
I think it's going to be Ileana.
For the girls?
Because Nigel
many
keeps saying,
girls
you're my
love-
favorite. You're my favorite.
Wait, did I forget to say that we're going into predictions right now?
Oh, my bad. Cue us
Whoops.
up.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
So professional.
predictions.
We're classy.
Nothing but the best for you ladies. So yeah, is that what we think? What do we think next week? So next week is the final episode before the finale.
Correct.
Correct. We have 2 episodes left.
And they were on Tuesdays, everyone. Tuesday, September 11th.
Oh, yeah, we're on
and
Tuesday.
Tuesday, September 18th.
I don't know that we're on Tuesday though.
Talk with Phil, and it looks like it's happening.
We're gonna be on Tuesday.
Yes.
Benji said thanks on Twitter.
Oh.
Holla.
Did you tell him I like his muscles?
Yeah, tell him AJ loves his muscles too.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to white guys. So,
Which I said, huh?
so next week we've got these 4 dancers left, and are they going to do it like they have in years past, or are they going to get to dance? The 2 girls dance together, the guys dance together, then they switch up the pairs, I assume. So they'll each be dancing 3 times, and then
Would they do that in 2 hours?
Yeah.
and then
They
a
have time to
group
fill.
number
lot.
also.
Yeah.
Speaking of, was it Benji's season where they had the paparazzi group number?
Yeah.
Fierce,
Sexy back.
unreal. That was one of the best group numbers I've ever seen on the show.
With Travis.
So
And
good.
Heidi.
And Heidi, I love.
Such a good season.
I just remember seeing it for the first time when it like came out that season. It was so good, and then I remember like going back and watching it, and it wasn't as good.
Well, it was new back then.
That's what it was.
And so it's hard to compare it. It's true. Like I remember again, I can talk about it because Nigel Lithgow announced this week that he's going back to American Idol. So I could talk about American Idol. When I watched Kelly Clarkson win season 1, it blew my mind.
magical.
Right.
I'd never seen anything like it in my life. You watch it now, and she sounds and looks terrible. The stage looks 2-bit. It's a mess. The whole show was. But back then,
Justin Guarini loses.
Ryan Dunkelman with Ryan Seacrest.
where did that career go?
Remember
I
that?
can't.
Poor guy.
That was the worst choice ever to split up from that. He should have rid that boat all the way to
But
the
back
end.
to So You Think You Can Dance. Do we have?
You're the one who brought it up.
Do we have any news and gossip? I know you've been out of the country for a while. Do you have anything
Out
for
of
us,
the
Kristyn?
country. Well, you know, this person's got a little bit of news and gossip because someone's working with Chris Scott on a project.
Oh.
Come on,
Ooh.
give it to us
Yeah,
if you
that's
can.
AfterBuzz TV News.
What have you got for us,
I'm
Kent
glad I
Boyd?
can.
Wait, how did you know that?
Because I do my research, my friend.
Is it something you're allowed to talk about?
Oh yeah.
Okay, great.
Give it to
There
us.
were some alumni like Marco is involved, and Ricky from season 8, and Caitlin from a lot of season 8 people. And season 6, I don't know if you guys remember Molly, the little blonde girl.
Yes.
Well, we teamed up with Chris Scott, and we're doing. We filmed a movie in Puerto Rico, and it's called Teen Beach Musical. It comes out on Disney Channel next summer, and I will be acting in it and dancing in it, and it's amazing. It's kind of like kind of follows the basis of High School Musical, but
I love High
it's
School
totally
Musical.
different. It's amazing, and it's got some really it's really fun and some amazing characters, and I think kids are gonna love it. So next summer it comes out on the Disney Channel, so it's gonna be
so
great,
exciting.
global. It's gonna be awesome.
I do a lot of work with Disney Channel,
Love
so
it.
maybe I'll be interviewing you.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
I
That
love
is
High School
too-
Musical, by the way.
I do love that I know
1
his
and
news and
2.
gossip, and he didn't remember.
I was like, that's
What?
yep. And Bunheads too. Check out Bunheads. It's got picked up for season 2, so hopefully it keeps.
And
going
you're also
good.
going to be appearing
You're
on the
in
first
the-
couple of episodes of Glee, which
Glee.
premieres in 8 days, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kate Hudson, amazing, and Leah Michelle.
So you're working. You're one of the New Yorkers.
Yep.
I'm excited to see Kate Hudson on Glee.
Yeah, I'm like, you're working Sutton Foster. You're working with some big wigs here.
Yeah.
Leah Michelle, Kate Hudson.
Wow.
It's been great.
Nice little career.
Well, we're happy
That's
for you.
what's
Thank you.
up.
We're happy
What a
for you. Thank you
blessing.
so much for stopping
Live
by.
your life.
Oh Lord! Now you got him saying it. Thank you so much for stopping by,
Get
though,
it.
Kent. Seriously, thank you for being here. And where can our viewers follow you on Twitter?
My Twitter name is @Kent_Boyd.
Nice. And you,
So
Kristyn.
nice and
Oh, of
clean.
course, Kristyn Burtt. And remember, it's I before Y on the Kristyn.
And
Yeah,
your
you spell
website
name
is
different.
Redcarpetcloset.tv.
fantastic. Corinne.
At Just Saying 08.
And you guys can follow me on Twitter at _AJ Gibson. You can also check out my website, www, just in case you didn't know, .ajgibson.tv. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Again, thanks to Kent. And we'll be back next week. It looks like we're going to be back next Tuesday night. So check us out, you guys. Take care.
Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.